Hey, what's up, guys? LegalBro here. I'm going to be taking a look today at what one of the Chrisley kids has said about her parents getting a raw deal compared to Jennifer Shah. Let's get into it.
Now, first things first, Savannah Chrisley is on a podcast talking about her parents and how they got a raw deal compared to Jennifer Shah. So what may have gone into that? The first thing that comes to mind is the Chrisleys took their case to trial and lost, whereas Shah, even if it was at the 11th hour, ended up pleading guilty. What does that say for the court? Well, the court looks at the Chrisleys saying they haven't fessed up to their crimes and therefore they can now be punished. I think that the criminal defense bar refers to that as a trial tax, right? The government is going to make sure that the Chrisleys have to pay for their crimes. And basically what that means is they took him to trial and lost, and now they get maximum sentencing for their crime. The government requested that Shah get 10 years, Shah gets 6.5. The only thing I could think about is that Shah pled guilty, and therefore they didn't convict her of her crimes. And my honest opinion, I think Shah probably made the right move because she would have gotten absolutely lambasted by her co-conspirators. So where does that leave us? I think the Chrisleys certainly committed the crimes they're convicted of, and there's no doubt in my mind that Jen Shah did. She pled guilty to it, right? But when I weigh the two, I'm going to agree with Savannah Chrisley. And here's why. I represent consumers, real people, real Americans that get scammed by telemarketing companies and bad businesses and people like Jennifer Shah every single day. And the government even said in their sentencing briefing that Jennifer Shah was the kingpin of this entire scheme. So in my mind, for her to only get 6.5 years is an absolute tragedy. But I will say this, folks, the government has a difficult job, and obviously the sentencing guidelines at federal court are different from state. There's not a whole lot of variance. There's not to be done. That goes for the Chrisleys as well, right? There's not a whole lot that can be done there. Now, even though I think Shah deserves as much time as the Chrisleys, I don't know if I feel that bad for the Chrisleys either. It's pretty obvious to me that the Chrisleys had this pretty large mechanism going on where they could take money from this source, take money from this source, not pay the IRS. The IRS, I mean, for the better half of, 10 years was giving them an opportunity to repay. They had enough money coming in. They could have worked something out. They continued and continued and continued. Obviously, ultimately, they were convicted. I don't know if the Chrisleys' appeal is going to go anywhere, right? Unless there's some misstep by the judge, right? Some procedure that was overlooked or something that the judge ruled on that was improper. Find it hard to believe that the Chrisleys are going to be eating Christmas together for a long time. And that being said, the Chrisleys' $17 million in restitution, which, oh, by the way, is probably racking up interest on the daily, is probably going to be something that sticks with them throughout their life. With all of that being said, the one thing that I sincerely disagree with Savannah Chrisley is Savannah said, look, in Shah's case, there were all these victims and impact statements and things for the court to consider. And she's right, because Shah scammed so many people, and so many people could talk about how their lives are ruined and how their credit's jacked up and how much debt they owe to credit card companies. But the Chrisleys, their crime wasn't victimless either. But Savannah doesn't seem to think that scamming banks or scamming the IRS is on the same level as scamming a consumer. I'll let you all decide in the comments below. You tell me what you think. Do you think Jen Shah got enough prison time? Do you think Jen Shah should have gotten the same as Todd Chrisley? Do you think it's equal? Tell me your thoughts below in the comment section. Like and subscribe. If you have any other celebrity videos you want us to talk about, go ahead and leave us a comment below. If you haven't seen me talk about the best quotes from Todd Chrisley's indictment, take a look up here. And if you haven't seen my video on the best quotes from Todd Chrisley's indictment, till next time, LegalBro out.